Hey guys, Comet here. Welcome to Timberborn. Steam and YouTube both have been recommending this game to me, and I just finally decided to give it a try. And oh boy, was that a mistake, because all of my free time has gone into this. If we go into new game here, there's two factions you can choose, the Folktales and the Iron Teeth. Now, the Iron Teeth are actually locked behind an achievement that you need to get by playing the Folktales. And I think that was a good move by the devs because this is a really good faction to just learn the game with, and it's hard to actually die using this faction. The Iron Teeth are a lot more complicated, but they offer more in the late game. So we're going to go ahead and play as the Iron Teeth, and there's a lot of maps here to pick from, just pre-made maps from the devs. And then you can actually go in and customize the maps in the map editor. So I've gone ahead and done that to the Thousand Islands map, and all I've done is just tweak some numbers on the water source blocks. So let's go ahead and jump into the game here, and we're going to do it on hard, because why not? Well, I can think of several reasons, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so what are we going to call this settlement? I think I'll actually leave that up to you guys in the comments, and for now, we'll just put in a placeholder here. So the best suggestion will take the place of this name here. Okay, so step one, pause the game. Let's take a gander at our surroundings here. So looking at the map, you might think, oh, this isn't that hard. There's water everywhere, right? Well, that's where you're a little wrong. The only water source is all the way up here at the top of this mountain, and it's these blocks here. So they produce the water, and then the water just does its water thing. It follows gravity, and it meanders around until it gets to the edge of the map, and here it just disappears. It falls off, and we can't get it back. So yes, there is a lot of water to start with, but there's also a lot of places where the water can escape. And we're not worried about this side of the map yet. So, if we want to capture all of this, we have to plug all of these holes, and they're really far away from our settlement. So what I've found works really well on this map is to use this area down in here. So you can see this water is darker, and that's because if I get rid of the water here, it's deeper. So the water can't actually escape this deeper pond here. So we can take advantage of that by putting our crops not on our starting island here, but over on this corner right here, as well as in this little area here in the middle. But that's a little far as well. First and easiest place to get to is right here. So how do we get there? Well, we have to build a path out from our city district. And then the easiest way to get across, the only thing we have that will allow us to do that right now is the dam. And if we put it right here, that's the fewest tiles we need to build. And just put a road across there, connect that up. And then here, I know eventually I'm going to want a dam across here. So I'll go ahead and mark that with this road. Now, we can't build anything yet until we cut down some trees. So we go over to the wood tab here, get the lumberjack flag, and I like to put 4 down. And then we also need some food, so we go to the food tab, and there's a gatherer flag. Get that in place. So these will allow us to chop down the trees, and then this will allow us to harvest these blueberries. Now, we need to designate these trees as cuttable, and it's a little tedious to do this, and the only reason that you have to do this is because eventually you can use trees for pine sap, and so you don't want to be cutting those trees down. And so you have to manually designate trees for harvest versus trees for farming. But you don't have to do that with the gatherer flag. They're just going to automatically harvest these berries. Okay, next step, let's add some more builders to the district center so that this gets built faster. And I can also increase its priority. I also want to increase the working hours from 16 to 20. That just forces the beavers to work a little bit more every day. And then for food, I'm going to put 2 farmhouses here and here. And these birch trees are actually in the way. So I'm going to get a lumberjack flag here. And then there's some berries over here. So we'll go ahead and get another gatherer flag here. And I'm deliberately leaving some space here for roads. Now we can go and designate some crops. So the only thing we can really plant right now as the iron teeth are kohlrabi. I mean, we can plant cassavas, but we have to make the fermenter, which takes 50 horsepower, or I guess beaver power. I feel like that's a really big missed opportunity. But anyway, we don't want to use this fermenter yet, so we can't actually eat cassavas until we build the fermenter. These have to be processed, but we can eat kohlrabi straight off of the bush. So I'll designate all of that for planting. Now I need to designate all of this for chopping. And then the very last thing we're going to need is some water. Now, eventually, I'm going to be putting the water here, because this is the area that all the water is going to be pooling into. But building this path here would cost too much wood, and we don't have stairs yet. They're locked behind science. So even if we didn't build a path and we put stairs down in the water and then stairs up over here, we would still need to then build a science building. So we're not going to do that for now. We're just going to put the water over here. And then just a little path around this. And then we need to store that water in these little water barrels here. And in terms of priority, I want this to finish before the dams. Okay, now I think we can send the beavers out into the world. Now, we just got this warning, building lacks workers. That's fine. All we need to do is take one of these workers that aren't doing anything, because there's nothing really to build. Well, there are things to build, but they don't have any resources to build yet, so having extra workers doesn't really do anything. So we'll go ahead and take one from there, and they'll automatically get assigned here. There we go. Now, this is the deep water pump, and it's unique to this faction. The Folktales water pump doesn't reach down quite as far as the Iron Tooths. Iron Teeths? No, it'd be the Iron Tooths faction. This reaches 6, the Folktales only reaches 2. And I'll point out some faction differences as I come across them. And we need to manually designate all of these to hold water. Now, eventually, I want the path to come this way, around close to the wall. But for now, I'm just going to have to put it here, because these trees are in the way. And I'm going to get rid of these two. That way we can get a path up to this upper section and start harvesting these trees. Because wood is actually a really big problem. We have no way of making more wood. We just have to use what's here. We have to research, using the inventor, this forester building using 60 science. But the forester building takes logs and planks are made in the industrial lumber mill, also unique to this faction. The Folktales just have the regular lumber mill. This one can employ 2 people. The Folktales can only employ 1, so this is twice as productive, but it also costs more power. So there is a trade-off. And you power these buildings using stuff in the power tab. So we can use compact water wheels, also unique to this faction. The large water wheel, unique to this faction. But we're not going to be using either of those yet. We're going to start with the power wheel. Oh, and it looks like a beaver has just grown up. So if we look here, This shows that we have 8 workers, 0 vacancies, so that means every workable building has an employee, and then we have 1 unemployed beaver. So let's go ahead and just add that beaver here. And it looks like they're clearing some of these trees, so I'll keep putting in portions of the path here. This will come out this way, and then up this staircase here. And I really want them to finish that because I want to move these 2 flags up to this upper portion. Okay, there we go. Now this is connected. And if we notice this right here, the shadow's kind of in the way. Right there. We've got this beaver sitting here doing nothing. And that's because the flag post here is full. 20 out of 20. So it can't store anymore. So they're not going to bother going out and collecting more. So what we need to do is make some storage right here. And then make sure that's connected to the road. And then designate this for berries. Now, we can harvest all of these berries and get all of these plants working through this 12-day cycle to replenish the berries. And I want this to actually finish before the dam's over here. Now, I need to reposition all of these flags down here. Because if you notice, these can actually reach all of the lower trees anyway. So there's no point in having these. Okay, so priorities here. Let's do this and maybe lower those. And yeah, that's fine. Okay, keep working, beavers. And it would probably be a good idea to maybe move the gatherer post closer to the berries here. So I'll get this one in as well. Okay, so we have both storages built. Now the next thing I like to do is build storage for our population. That's going to be these barracks here. And these are also unique to this faction. The folktales have their version of the barracks. And it's just some basic lodging that doesn't hold quite as many people. It's just 3 each. It's smaller, but this holds 10. And right now we've got a population of 12. So we'll actually need to build 2 of these. And now in order to increase our population, unlike the folktales who just breed naturally, the Irontooth faction use these breeding pods. So I'll go ahead and get 3 of them down. And they take, oh well, I guess they need to finish it first, then we can see the recipe. Oh, and there's our first drought warning. So we've got 3 days to prepare our little colony here for the upcoming drought. And that means storing up some water in these tanks here so that we have something to drink while we have no water. Okay, both barracks are built. Looks like the breeding pod is about to be finished. Can I get 1 more beaver, please? Thank you. Okay, so this is the recipe to make new beavers. We need water and berries. Really simple recipe, but just because something is simple doesn't mean it's easy. Because these berries, where they're located right now, won't actually be close enough to this water source to survive very many droughts. So it's a good thing we've got a little bit of a stockpile of berries and a stockpile of water. So we can keep making more beavers even if we don't have access to those resource sources yet. Now, why am I putting everything up here, away from the center? Well, this land down here is more valuable as farmland or for trees because it's close to the water. So anything that isn't crops or trees should be put on this brown, unirrigated portion. And then the very last thing I'm going to put over here is just an inventor hut. So this will get us our early game science. And we'll go ahead and up the priority on that. because we need a little bit going just so that we can unlock this forester before we die. Trees do regrow ever so slowly, but they have to have access to water, and I cannot guarantee that these wild trees will always have access to water, so I need to plant some domestic trees where I know they will always have water. Oh, it looks like they've finished this dam, which really only serves one function. It's to get our beavers across. It's not actually blocking any water. But now we have access to this stuff over here, which is really important because we need to get some crops going. So I'm going to assign some priorities here, and then I'm actually going to pause this. We don't need both farmhouses yet, we just need one to get everything going. And then once our population grows, then we can employ 2 more beavers here for this second one. Okay, my beavers are happier than ever. And this is because they all have housing now. So there's different things you can do to increase their well-being. You can build a campfire, a rooftop terrace, has to go on a roof, it's in the name. But we don't really have any way of getting up to that, so I'm not going to bother with that yet. Teeth grindstone, going to need one of these eventually, because beavers can actually break their teeth trying to harvest some wood, and then broken teeth slow them down. Well, it doesn't slow their movement, it just makes them less efficient at harvesting trees. So I'm pretty sure I'm actually just going to put one here, just in case someone breaks their teeth while I'm not looking. Okay, so this farmhouse is built. I'm going to go ahead and steal 1 worker from the district center here, and they should get allocated here. Yep. So we'll have 2 beavers planting here, and now even though the drought is about to hit, these crops will stay alive and keep growing because of this lower reservoir down here. Back onto the topic of well-being though, you can check the average well-being of your population here, and you can see what you need to do in order to increase their well-being. So it's not that important with the iron teeth as compared to the folktails. So the folktails need high well-being and extra housing capacity in order to reproduce. The iron teeth just need these breeding pods. So I'm not going to worry about well-being for a while. There's more important things to worry about, like the drought that just started. It's only a 3-day drought, not that bad. I think the first drought is always 3 days. But on hard, they keep getting more and more intense. I think I'm going to steal 2 more workers here. I want them to run these flags out here. Oh, yep, there goes all the water. It's just leaving, evaporating, falling off the map. Everything's drying up. But these farms are still watered. So that's why I put them out here. Now, I'm actually going to allow them to build this. I'm going to unpause that, because I want to actually split up these workers. So I'll take 1 away from here. This will be 1 when it gets built. And then this will prioritize harvesting. And this one will prioritize planting. So we still have 2 workers, but they have different priorities now. And then let's overwrite where those trees used to be with crops. Got a day and a half left of this drought. I'm pretty sure we've got enough water to make it through this drought. We still got some berries we can eat. I really want to use these for reproduction though, not for food. This is for food. And we've got plenty of wood stored up. So I'm actually going to plan out a temporary... Oh, and I guess we can build the forester now. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this segues nicely into what I was going to do here, though. So the industrial lumber mill. Let's go ahead and put it... Well, it takes 75 horsepower. Let's do some math here. Let's pause the game. This power wheel produces 50 horsepower. this industrial lumber mill takes 75 horsepower. So if we were to build 2 of these, and then power it using 3 wheels, then that would be a perfect power balance. But that takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workers. Now we've only got 12, so we don't need something this complicated yet. And in case you're wondering, power can go through buildings. You don't need to have all of these power shafts. I know the first time I played this game, I thought I had to do something like this to make sure all of the buildings were connected to power. But they share power if they're just touching. So what we're actually going to do here is place the lumber mill here. We're going to get a power wheel right here. We're not going to worry about ratios yet, we just want it built. It looks like our breeding pods are just about to finish up here. And that'll give us 3 new baby beavers, and then we need to wait for those beavers to grow up. So this is where I would actually start worrying about well-being. If we look at the campfire here, it gives a social life campfire bonus. So if we click on the well-being here, social life campfire, so it'll fulfill this requirement here. So I'm actually going to relocate these guys. They're actually not doing anything. And I'm going to get a campfire right here. And I want that to finish soon, but not before this. Alright, this has been built. Campfire just got set up. I want to remove 1 here, so this will only accept 1 employee. And I'll go ahead and take 2 from there. And then they'll start working here. Oh, and it looks like the water's back. Nice. Still got 1 unemployed beaver. Let's see. Oh, I guess I need to put these back in. Right. Maybe... How far can this reach? Yeah, we'll put it there. And then... So that can reach all of that. We just need 1 up here to get these last few trees. We'll put it right there, that's fine. Once this tree and this tree grow up and then get harvested by this, we can go ahead and path over that, and then they'll build this, and then this one will work. And more well-being, great. Okay, so why did I build this? Well, if we look at the beaver children we have, this adulthood percentage thing shows how close they are to becoming employable beavers. So this growth speed determines how quickly they grow up, and this can be increased by increasing well-being. You see that it's dependent on well-being. Well-being of 5 gives a 5% growth rate to the beaver children. And so I can make them grow up even faster if I would take the time to put in a rooftop terrace, but that would require platforms, which we don't have enough science for. So we're not going to do that. What we need to do is get in a forester. So I don't want to put it here, because that takes up spaces where we could put trees. So I think I'm going to put it right here, actually. And I just said I don't want it to take up trees, but if we look at what trees we can plant, we've got these mangrove trees, and it's, I think, unique to this faction, but these go in the water. And the way the forester works, it employs 1 beaver that plants in an outward spiral. So I kind of want it to be centralized to where I'm planting everything, which is going to be in this general area here. So I think that's a good spot for it. Beaver is injured. Okay. Well, to fix that, I think we need a medical bed, which we can't research yet. So you are just going to have to tough it out, little buddy. Nothing to do in range. Okay, so that's the forester getting mad at us because we haven't designated any areas yet. So there's several options we've got here. We can plant birch, which takes 9 days to grow and gives 1 log. We've got pine, which takes 12 days to grow and gives 2 logs. So if we wait 3 extra days, we can double our output. So never build birch. It's pretty terrible when you consider your other options. Mangroves, they need to grow in the water, but they give 2 wood every 10 days. So these are even better than pine. And we can also use these for food. But the best tree is the oak tree. So it takes 30 days to grow, which is actually quite a while, but it gives 8 wood. So what I've found to be best is to diversify. So I'm going to put pine here, and that's all in range of this forester. And then I'm going to put oak over here. And then I'm actually going to have a path that goes down here once we unlock stairs. And then we can plant all of the mangroves down in the water here. Okay. I'll let that forester get to work. And another way of making sure that I always have enough employees is by decreasing the priority on the inventor and then building a few more of them. So when I do have extra employees, they'll just go... That was the wrong one. So when I do have extra employees, they'll end up in the inventors to add to our science. And speaking of science, we have enough for stairs now. Beautiful. So I want to get stairs here, and that's going to be just in time for our drought, because we need to get this water relocated over to here. So I'm going to put some stairs here, and then a path to here, and then stairs back up here. And then all of this water will be moved over to here. I just got to get through this drought, this upcoming drought. We're not in a drought yet. So what is this notification? This just means that they're exhausted, and that's because I have them working 20-hour shifts. And when they have to run from one side to eat all the way back to the other side to sleep after working 20 hours, they don't have much time left to sleep. Alright, let's get these mangroves planted. And I want to double check the area of effect on this, just so I know where I can go. So it looks like up to there and over. And then where's the other corner? Right about there. Yes, okay. So that's going to be all of our wood source. And it's going to take this single forester quite a while to plant everything. I think I'll actually get him to prioritize pine, because that'll be the first one that we can harvest anyway. That way we have some wood. We still have 105 stored up, so I'm not too worried about that. What I really need to do, though, is get this moved as soon as possible. So I need this lone beaver worker to finish this. Down to only 1 worker in the district center, because I need them doing other things. I really need these young beavers to grow up. We've got 3 more cooking. Incubating? Growing? I have 3 more on the way. Okay, it looks like they finished these stairs. Now, I don't want to take this out until I have everything set up over here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to pause the game because I don't want them to build any of this yet. I just want to plan this out. So we can do maybe something simple like that. And then for water storage, just connect them to some main roads. Kind of like that. Alright, that should be perfect. And then one more in this corner there. So what's the order I want them to build everything? This one first, and then maybe a couple, and then the next set, and then that one can be white, and then just do low priority on those. Okay. So what is the overall plan of this episode? Well, I need to get my trees planted, and, well, I have the crops planted already. I mainly just want to ensure early game survival. And then, so we've got this one giant water source here. So let's take a step back and think about how we might want to utilize this in the late game, or how I need to capture all of the water that this is producing. So there's a couple of places we can dam off, aside from the early dams that I need to still put in. But it would take a lot of building, but I can maybe come around here and then a little bit up this way, and then that would be a massive reservoir in here that I could use floodgates to control the flow down into the colony here. But that would require a separate settlement up here just to build the reservoir. Now, alternatively, I could branch out to these holes in the map and then plug those. That way we can just retain water in the space that we're given. Now, I could dam off here, here, and here, and then use this area for a bunch of mangroves as well, and then it would serve two purposes. It would be a reservoir and a farm at the same time. The only problem is that we're going to have to be constantly combating evaporation, and according to some of the research I've done, a single block all the way full to the top with water will last 22 days before evaporation completely depletes the tile. So as long as the drought doesn't last more than 22 days, I think we'll be okay. And we're in another drought right now. But our farms are still going. Trees, not so much. Okay, so why are these complaining? Well, they don't have any berries because a lot of these have dried out and died. So this beaver isn't really doing anything helpful at the moment. Neither is this one. I need to get out to here and harvest these berries. So we can actually very easily do that by just putting in another staircase here and pathing over. And then I'll get these berries harvested before they dry out. And then this, I will lower that work priority. And I will lower that work priority. Maybe actually even lower. Yeah, that way at least those beavers will research. Oh, and it looks like this last tree is gone. So I can remove this, but I've built this on that, so there goes that plan. Ah, it's you. You're not doing anything. Okay, let's delete this, and that beaver should get reassigned to... Oh, I guess you were hungry. Well, anyway, it should get reassigned here. And it looks like there's already one assigned here, so perfect. And I'm going to pre-assign water to all of these barrels, actually. I really wish there was a copy-paste function. If there is, please let me know in the comments. So now before, where this pump was sucking up dirt There's no water here. This pump can reach deeper into this reservoir and grab this water. Now it looks like all of the trees are gone here, so I'm going to remove this lumberjack flag, free up another employee, and then get some crops in this area. I don't think any will grow there. And I think it might be a good idea to maybe get a warehouse to store all of our kohlrabis. And I'm going to increase the priority on these stairs because I really need these berries. Now, we've got 2 people working the inventor hut when they could be building. Yeah, these are all dead. And this one's, well, it's got 6 days to live. I don't think it's worth it. I'm just going to delete this. Free up another employee. Oh no, we've had our first death. Oh wait, we had a death way over here. Oh, I guess I just didn't notice. Okay, so we've had 2 deaths so far. Beavers will die of old age. It happens. You can increase their life expectancy by increasing their well-being. So maybe it would be a good idea to get in, let's see. Yeah, let's get the medical bed. Go ahead and put that right here. Okay, now we've got a worker harvesting these berries, so we can get our breeding pods back online. And I'm going to... Oh, it doesn't look like there's any water in here anyway. But if there was water in here, then I'm just gonna... You just want to click on the X, so you deselect that. And then if there was water, they would transport it over to the designated water. But now, I can delete these. And that will free up... Ooh, I guess I didn't think that one through. I should have rotated this so that it was connecting to this road, not here. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend like I did that in the first place. Like that. Because now, don't need this. Yes, go away. And I can use this space for more pine. Okay. Let's make sure they do this first, though. Yeah, we are really low on wood. Oh, and we are really low on food, too. Where did all of our food go? Let's get a second harvester. So it actually takes more time, if you look at the beavers here, it takes them more time to harvest than it does to plant. Yeah, see how quick that is? So you only need 1 for planting, but I'll do 2 for the harvesting. And this is just the priority, so it doesn't mean that if there's nothing to plant, this guy's going to be doing nothing. It's just if there is something to plant and there's something to harvest, they're going to go to plant. I think maybe getting this warehouse online will help our food problem. Oh, and it looks like the drought has ended. That's nice. And we got a few more workers here. Alright, breeding pods are back online. I can go ahead and connect that up finally. That'll stop complaining. We can get these last few trees. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at the water. Much needed. Oh, and we're starting to get some aquatic plants now. Okay, so the last thing I need to do to make sure we don't die, aside from finishing up all this water storage, these don't actually need to be built. We can save the wood. I could probably get away with just 1 water pump. But anyway, what I need to do is get this dam built over to here. Wait, no. Actually, can I build... No. Darn. Maybe it's better to wait for that, though. Yeah, I'm actually going to wait to get 150 science for this double platform so that I can bridge across here, and then I can demolish this, and that will allow water to flow into this little basin here, and then this will stay fertile so that I can plant some more blueberries. Because if I only rely on these wild blueberries, then something like this could happen where we have a mass die-off, and then I have no way of making new beavers. Is this guy really just pushing this pile around? That's funny. I guess it can't coexist in the same tile as a tree. I just need our science going so that I can unlock the double platform. This takes 4 planks and 4 logs, and I plan on spanning a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. I've only got 13. That is unfortunate. Well, I can come out this way, and I think I can reach these just from here. And then I will need a forester in this area in order to plant the blueberries. So what gives me the most coverage here? It looks like right here will be fine. And that's also going to take another 7. So I am going to have to unpause these. Eventually, but not now. I need those workers making science. Oh, and here comes the water wrapping back around. I might want to get out towards these blueberries. Now, that would take so much wood, though. No, it wouldn't. Because beavers can swim. I always forget that. So what I could do, for now, is just something like this. And there's another drought already. Oh my god. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a gathering post. And a lumberjack post. And these are actually being irrigated by this basin here. So these will last a while. And this beaver has been doing absolutely nothing for like the past 10 cycles. So I am going to say don't work here. Same with you. Stop doing nothing. Go be productive. I guess you guys can work in here. I'll unpause these. Yeah, so we made it over to here, and now this worker is complaining, I don't know what to do. Well, cut down the trees. And the drought's about to hit. We should have plenty of water, so our beavers won't die from dehydration. And it should last... Well, I guess it depends on how long this drought's gonna be. Don't be anything more than, like, 7 days, please. Pretty please. 7... Okay. Well, I did say don't be more than 7, so... You got me there, game. You got me there. No! Water, come back. Please! And it's gone. And everything's drying out. Okay, we just hit 150 science. That means I can unlock these double platforms. Come across here. Get that connected up. And notice that the pathing is starting to get redder. And that's because we're getting further away from the district center. So it gives you a good indication. Once it starts turning red, you really want to start thinking about making another district. And so for priorities here, I want them to do this, and don't worry about any of this. Yeah, we don't need to do any of this for a long time, actually. Just don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it. I just realized I never put in any way of harvesting these trees. I need these to get out of the way. I didn't leave any room for lumberjack flags. Whoops. I think I only put in enough breeding pods to maintain the population. We need to start growing the population. So I'm going to add in 3 more. Because it's easier to have it and then just pause it when I don't need it than to just not have enough. So, then again, we might not have enough berries to feed all 6 though. Oh well. Worst case scenario, we make some new beavers that just end up dying. See, I am eventually gonna need to get up to here. Oh, I don't have that yet. Never mind. We'll come back to that. I need to get up to here so that I can put in a levee right in here to completely block this pathway. That way all of the water can rest up against the dam here, and it won't escape this way. You know, all of these water storages are full. I'm going to lower the priority on that and see where that beaver ends up. Looks like in here. But maybe we don't want this, actually. I'm gonna pause these and reallocate them to here. So I need more beavers working. Need to clear out these trees still. And then build these last few platforms. Wait, what? Why are both of these working now? No. There's more important things to do. Can someone please just do this? Thank you. What is your name? Vulzal. Good beaver. Okay, now we can get some lumberjack posts in. I keep calling them posts. It's lumberjack flag. And it looks like you're doing absolutely nothing. Nice job there, buddy. Let's decrease the priority on that. Go find something better to do. And you, what are you doing? Absolutely nothing. Go be productive. Okay, it looks like we finished the platforms here. We still need some planks to finish this. So, I guess I am gonna have to steal 2 workers back. Unpause and unpause. Oh, they can't actually reach this. I guess I just need to put in a little path here. And now that extends the reach of the district. So once this drought ends in 2.5 days, we can get this area filled up and then all of the blueberries planted. Why are you both still doing... Oh, I know what it is. Yep, I never designated these trees for cutting. My bad. There we go, now they're harvesting. Nothing to do in range, okay. Let's take care of that, give you something to do here. I actually don't know how much of this is going to be green when this fills up. Can I count tiles? Looks like probably all of this is going to be green. We'll mark all of that for planting, and then come through the fine brush here and get rid of that. Because I need that to be a pathway. Oh, this can't even reach out here anyway. Never mind. We'll just go right up to the path. Just blueberries everywhere. And then that does mean we're going to need a gatherer's flag. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, I take that back. No blueberries here. There's no way to cross this point yet. So, just do something like that. And these guys, why are you not, can you not? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, just a quick lumberjack flag there. And then we're going to remove this planting designation, because these guys over here can't actually cut down these trees. They're just a little too far away. But they can reach everything else, so I'm not going to bother moving them. Okay, there we go. That beaver just cut down that tree, and then once these two are gone, I'm actually going to take this out. This is just temporary. I need to look up, or maybe do some research on how many breeding pods I need in order to maintain a certain population, given the life expectancy of this well-being. That would be an interesting equation. Because I'm just kind of guessing at this point how many pods I'm going to need. I'm just going to keep building more until I get the population I need. But it should be calculatable. The drought has ended. Hooray. I really need to get all of these crops planted. Start holding back some more water, but to do that I need more wood, which means I need more water. So I need wood to get water to get wood to get water. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, well, I can plan this out. I don't have to build it yet. We'll get a dam here, and then we're going to extend that across, and then I can't even build a levee yet. Okay. Right about... Is that the right height? I think it actually just stops right here. Well, anyway, I need levees no matter what. So, I need some more population to get some more researchers. So I really need these breeding pods to start breeding. Maybe I can steal some workers from here. Let's go ahead and pause that. Ah, yes, water. So the levy is 120. And then I need... Well, I guess I don't need to do this yet, but... This is where I plan on coming through right here. So I do need to unlock... Oh, look at that. Exactly 100 science. I need to unlock these guys. And then this pathway will go right through there. I guess I could, for the sake of connectivity, do something like this. Yeah, but all of these blueberries will really get our population going. The only thing I might need is more farmers. Maybe I should put those in now. Yeah, let's get another farmhouse. And then the way we're gonna schedule the workers here, because we still want it to be 2 harvesters to every 1 planter. So this one will be planting, and then these 2 will be set to harvesting. And then I'll need 1, 2, 3 more employees, which should be growing up soon. It's so sad just thinking about all of this water going to waste here. But I can't do anything about it. We just have to let it happen. Eventually, we'll get this dam in, and then we'll start hoarding all of that precious blue liquid. Okay, so we've got that 3rd farmhouse in. I'm going to go ahead and swap these guys over to harvesting. These can stay on harvesting. This one's set to replant. And we're going to start stockpiling a lot more food, because we've got some new beavers on the way. So we are going to have to figure out how to feed them. We can't just make them. Well, we could, but that would be cruel. At this point, I think I'm really just waiting on our tree farms to grow here. Let's see, oak, it's only 15% done. Pine's almost there. 80, 70. That's a lot of births, actually. In the last 3 days, we've had 1, 2, 3 grown, 1, 2, 3, 4 births. And yet it still feels like nothing is getting done. You know, I should probably invest in a hauler. Yeah, get a hauling post going. Maybe I'll actually save that for the next episode, because I think this is going kind of long. So, I mean, we did quite a bit in this one. We've got some simple storage for the bare necessities. Got some housing. Got some way of reproducing. Got trees planted. Got crops planted. Got water going. Blueberries are on the way. Yeah, I think in the next episode, we'll definitely finish off this dam here. Start hoarding some water in this basin. I'll get in that hauling post to make all of our other buildings more efficient. Maybe plan out this reservoir here as well, because then I can plant some more mangroves and use these for wood, and then the ones over here for food. Then I could use this space for maybe cassavas, because these are actually more space to product efficient than kohlrabi's. Yeah. I'm actually very satisfied with the progress in this episode. We managed to survive 3 droughts on hard. So I think we're doing pretty well, and we're off to a great start here. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next episode.